Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, we have another amazing guest.
What's good, guys? My name's
Sorry,
Aroni.
I kind of threw that at you. All right, go
My
ahead.
name's Aroni. I run Chain of Command, sneaker and vintage store out of Roselle, New Jersey. That's actually out of my basement. Super random.
Random fact. Before we kick it off, guys, I just want to let you guys know. As you guys can see, Darren wasn't here today, but it's just because of like technical issues, not because anything else. I'm gonna try to do my best as if he were here with introductions and questions as usual, because it's my twin right there. That's my twin. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So I gotta ask you, like I was gonna ask you earlier. This is kind of like, I wanted to save this question, but I just thought of it when we were talking before the camera turned on. But why don't you have a YouTube channel?
Why don't we have a YouTube channel? I eventually want to get one. I guess the one thing with me is I'm just like super busy. Like all day, I'm either buying or selling. So Monday to Wednesday, I'm usually like going out all around to different vintage sellers or people that want to sell stuff to us so that we could sell it over the weekend. So I'm busy doing that Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday to Sunday is when we do the appointments. So usually I'm like fully booked with that. Once I get into like a real store, because if you guys don't know, my store is actually in my basement, so we're not in like a real store space yet, which is why you have to make an appointment. But once we're able to like get into a big spot and I have employees going and I just have more time to free up, I'm definitely gonna be looking into that, because YouTube's like this shit right now.
Yeah.
Like that's how you like get people to know the name and want to check it out, because they see your experience with other people as well. So definitely want to do that.
Yeah. And do you have other partners, or is it just mainly you?
Yeah, so in the beginning when I started it, it was me and my two other boys, Bradley and Jolin. They helped me out like crazy. Like what's it called? They would help me like get other people to come into the store and kind of help with promoting it, like just letting other people know about it. And the only thing is they were like in nursing school, so they were like full time like doing clinics and stuff like that. And so they really didn't have the time to like fully invest into the business. So they help me like here and there whenever they can, when I go to like different shows, or if I'm just feeling exhausted that day, kind of. They come through and then they just help me sell, or like help me clean up at shows and stuff like that. But for the most part, I do everything. Besides that.
That's fire. That like your friends were there to help you out and stuff.
No, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So before we get more into like the business you run and all that, I feel like we should give people like a sense of who you are, right? So were you always this fly? Like in high school, middle school? Were you always like this fly, or like?
That's funny. I feel like I got into dressing, I would say middle school. Like
So it's been a while. Like it's been a minute.
yeah. You definitely know about Jersey Gardens Mall, bruh.
Of course, that's in my town.
Yo, when I was in middle school, my mom would just drop me and my sister, or like me and my friends, just off at the mall, and we would just walk through like every store. And we were broke as hell, so we would just kind of like walk in, leave, and stuff like that. But I always loved the clothes. Like that was my number one reason for going into those stores, is kind of just like looking at all the stuff that you could possibly wear. And so in middle school, like when I would get some money for like birthday or for like Christmas or anything like that, it would go right to like H&M, or it would go to PacSun or something like that. And that kind of grew through high school and stuff like that. And kind of like my freshman, sophomore year is when I got into like sneaker YouTube, and I got into like fashion YouTube. I would watch guys like Kais and Richie Lee and stuff like that. And then they would always talk about like different brands. So this is where I went from dressing like PacSun, H&M, to like dressing like Supreme, Fear of God, like all like a little bit higher streetwear brands. And so that's kind of how I like learned about all that stuff. So I would say, yeah, like I started like really caring about it like middle school and early high school.
Word. I feel like I could say the same.
Yeah.
Like I definitely feel that. That's mad fire, honestly, that you were on this since you were young.
Yeah.
But so you said when you were young, your mom used to drop you off at Jersey Gardens and you used to window shop. But did you ever see yourself running your own store one day?
When I was younger, definitely not. It was definitely not something I wanted to do. I was like growing up, I was like a full-time soccer player. Like I love that shit. Like when I grew, I thought I was gonna be like a big-time soccer player growing up. But when I guess it started when I turned 19. I started working at PacSun at Menlo Park Mall in New Jersey, in Edison, New Jersey, and I don't know. I was like a sales lead over there, and I kind of learned how to like become, or kind of like how to run a store and like make clothes look nice and folded and like make aesthetics look nice and how to customer service, how to talk to people, how to manage other people and everything like that. And I remember I really liked it, and I would think to myself like, oh yeah, I could become a store manager one day, or I could move up to assistant in a couple of years or something like that. And so that's when I kind of got into like running a store, kind of. And then COVID hit, and I was kind of just like watching a bunch of podcasts, like trying to find like what my next move was in life. And I just started selling stuff on my Depop just to like make some extra money and everything like that. And then it kind of snowballed into inviting friends over to check my closet out, and eventually getting my boys into it too. And then that's kind of how like we really started with Chain of Command. Kind of just snowballed from there.
When did you start working at PacSun, you said?
It was 2019 around there. Oh,
How
2018.
how old are you?
19.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's mad. Like I could definitely see how that plays a part
Mhm.
in, like, you know what I mean? Like you're a lead at a retail store. You know how to, like I said, like you said, you can manage people, talk to people, customer service. So I definitely see how that plays a big role.
Super big role. Like before that, I didn't really know how to like
Like run.
yeah,
Like
run it
like
kind of, or even like how to like close a sale, or like get someone to buy something or something like that. I started working on that on PacSun. Like they would kind of be like, listen guys, like you have to make goal today. Like our numbers today are like 2,000. Make sure you make 5 people buy something that's $100. And so I would just kind of go up to people and like kind of talk shit and make them to buy something. And that kind of like helped me to kind of like be able to sell stuff now. So definitely PacSun played a big role in like how I run my operation now.
where'd the name Chain of Command come from?
That's yo. A lot of people ask me that all the time, but
Like is it anything special or is it like some shit you just thought of?
yeah. So we were kind of thinking of a name that was kind of like catchy, or kind of like a phrase that everyone already knew, but now we'll associate it with us, kind of thing. So with the sneaker places, it's usually something like blah 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 kicks, or like
Mm-hmm.
something souls. Like they're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
the same, you know what I mean? So I wanted to think of something that didn't even have to do with anything with like fashion or anything like that. It would be like an iconic name that once you see it, you know it's clothes, and you know that it's sneakers without
Having to
it
really say,
having,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
without it saying souls or anything like that. But chain of command, when you think of a chain of command, you kind of think of like a hierarchy. And so there's like people on top of other people, like position wise.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's the same thing with the clothes in our store. So we have the low tier stuff, like the $15 tees and stuff like that. Then we have the mid tier stuff, and then we have like the heat. So it's kind of like a way of saying we have everything
Oh, that's
in
fire.
like a really weird way. Yeah.
That's mad fire.
So
That's like I didn't really think of that, but now that you break it down, like
yeah, it definitely needs to get broken down.
yeah, no, but that makes sense though. I really
Yeah.
kind of off topic, but what's like the most fire shit you've ever had in your store, and in your opinion?
The most fire shit we've ever
Like you
had.
got these and you're like, yo, I really just bought these. Like this is crazy.
Um, I want to give you like the right answer for that because there's been so much stuff.
You can name like whatever you think, like a couple, it's whatever.
Yeah,
'Cause I know it's mad hard to pick like one thing.
yeah. I have a short memory, so off my recent memory, it was actually yesterday. Someone brought me the Cactus Plant Flea Market and Nike hockey jersey. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Did you just post it?
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I
posted
saw
it
on your
yesterday.
story.
That one's crazy. Like
Really?
that's like an iconic piece right there. Like that was like one of the first pieces that kind of got Cactus Plant Flea Market like going crazy. Was that Nike collab?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the hockey jersey. Yeah,
With
yeah,
the yeah, and when they promoted it, they had like the bunny wearing it and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
that was a crazy like I don't know. I love pieces that are iconic.
I remember like the jersey people used to wear, like the pants like you have on with the Air Forces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was the
yeah.
shit, bro. And so that another one would be like we just had the Supreme Scarface work jacket in. That's another iconic piece.
Oh, the work
Yeah.
jacket.
Yeah, the all over work jacket. That came out when I was in high school, and I remember I was like a big fiend for it. So having it in store was like so awesome.
I remember the whole Scarface.
Yeah, the whole
release.
Scarface drop.
It was like,
It was
bro, if you
crazy.
got that, you're different.
You were
like,
the man,
yeah.
bruh. Like
Yo.
no cap, bruh. But I guess like the most iconic stuff to me, or like my favorite stuff, would be stuff that's nostalgic or like iconic.
Mhm.
That kind of has history to it. You know what I mean?
Like an old SB.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Old SBs. Like we've had Purple Lobsters. We've had MF Dooms, Supreme Dunk Highs. Someone brought us some Gibsons, the brown and pink ones. Like there's been some like really old iconic stuff. Like I love the new stuff, but the old stuff like just
Nothing hits.
Yeah,
Nothing hits
that
like the
shit is
old.
so fire, bro.
So okay, so boom. Let's say I came into your establishment with like Chicago ones, right?
Yeah.
Heaters, but you're like, damn, I really want these. But like, how do you determine that? Like, do I keep this for myself or like this is for the business? Like, how do you, like, is that hard?
It is very hard. It happens every day, bro. Like I always want to keep something because there's like people bring in some really good stuff, and
You're like, damn, this is
and
my
I'm like,
size.
man, that's my size. Yeah, exactly. But what's it called? So with that, I kind of limit myself to how much I could keep for myself every week, or not every week, like every 2 weeks. I've been very disciplined, but in the beginning, like it was really hard because I wasn't used to being around that much clothes that I would never see in my life before. So it was easy to just be like, all right, this is mine. Like I got it for a good price. Like I'm keeping it. Like there's no
Yeah.
other way. So I guess I would say in the beginning it was hard, but now that I've kind of been around clothes for a while, it doesn't, something needs to really be like hard to find and like really fire at the same time for it to like really spark me. So if it does that, then yeah, obviously I'm gonna keep it. And it depends the price too. Like if we got it for a really good price, then I would have to pay out the store out with my own money, kind of put that in, and then I could keep it.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. I feel you. Because I guess
Yeah.
you're, like you said, you're around, like in the beginning, you weren't around so much heat, but now you're just like, I'm used to this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So it really has to like spark me, and then that'll kind of make me want to buy it. But yeah,
I used to want to try to like run a business where I could sell and buy clothes, but I would always end up just like wearing them. Like, it's just so hard, bro. Like, it really
It
is for
is.
me. And it's like, I'm the type of guy, like I'm gonna wear it as soon as I buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'll come out the dressing room like, yo, I'm paying with these on. Like, I'm out.
Yo, when you buy something,
There's nothing better than just like a new piece of clothing. I just want to wear it right now.
bro, it's like instant gratification. Like it just feels great like putting it on real fast. Or like the next day and stuff like that. When you buy stuff, do you buy it with an outfit in mind already, or are you one of those shoppers that just buys it because you like it right there?
It's usually both. Like, if I buy it, it has to play both parts. Cause I might see it and I'm like, yo, this is so fire. But then I think before I buy it, like, yo, what can I even wear
Okay,
this
yeah,
with?
yeah.
Like, what do I already have that I could wear this with? Cause if this is like some piece that's like nothing I could wear, then it has to be either mad fire, a really, really good price, or like I'm gonna make, yeah, like you said, I'll make a fit for this and like expand my wardrobe for this.
Nah, definitely. Cause bro, there's some pieces out there. It's so freaking fire, right? But then it's like, what do I wear with it? Like it's like there'll be like it looks. You ever seen like something that looks good on the shelf, but it doesn't look good on someone else? Like it's like that type of thing.
Do you know those New Balances that came out? It's like the water guide ones.
Slay Bembury's.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I had in mind when I was talking about
Yeah,
that. 'Cause
I saw them. You know, District 1, the store in front of Round 2. I was
Yeah.
out there and they had them. I'm like, yo, these are really fire. Like, I want these. Yeah,
but like, what do
good
you
price.
even gonna wear with them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like It's like you wear them, you can't wear them a lot,
Mm.
or like they lose the sexiness of them. I don't know.
Bro,
I guess you know what I mean.
nah,
Like you can't wear
definitely.
Chicago ones. Well, you can wear you can, but like
Yeah, it kind of loses that feeling of like I'm wearing them, like this is crazy type feeling.
yeah,
What's it called? What's your favorite colorway from the two of them? The New
the
Balances.
water ones.
The blue joints.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that because they're both loud. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go with the loudest
Fair,
one.
fair
Fuck it.
enough, bro.
So where would you say your love from like clothing really came from? Like I know you said you were like a window shopper, or whatever, but like was it some shit like your parents are into clothes, or was this like you know what I mean? You seen them get fly, or somebody you really know like a homie or a cousin, or just like YouTube type shit. Like you see people on YouTube like, yo, this is fire. Like I've never like you weren't exposed to this, but
Yeah. The question was
where'd the love from clothes come
where the
from?
love from clothes come from. Growing up, just like same with the sneaker YouTube, and then my boy Bradley that I was talking about earlier that helped me with the business. He would always get mad fly. Like I wish he was here right now because I want to give him his props, but he would like know about different brands like way before me, and he would kind of like rock it. And then whenever I would see him, I'd be like, or he would post it on Instagram or rock it when he saw me. And whenever I saw him, I'd be like, yo, what the hell are you even wearing, bro? But it looked so cool on him. And so he definitely got me into different clothing and like kind of appreciating brands at the same time. And then also just like kind of also like social media, like you just see people like really look fly in a post and you're like, damn, like I think I could do that too, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's just like and different artists as well. Like I would say like people
Like Lil Uzi.
yeah, like I would say like ASAP
Oh,
Rocky, like
A$AP
he's
Rocky.
like
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably the king at that. Definitely Uzi started like fit pics definitely in like 2018.
Mhm.
People like that, like you just see it and it's all about like just feeling cool and feeling fly. Like it's like a great
Yeah.
feeling when you really put an outfit together and then you're like, damn, like that really looks tough. You
And
know
you
what I
got the
mean?
good photo. Nah, I
Yeah.
definitely feel it's
Like
like
it's
a
kind of
it's
like
like a
a
high.
yeah, no, definitely.
It's like y'all wanted to keep taking the best
Yeah,
pics,
it's
but
just like a dopamine hit to you. Like when you
yeah,
have like you post a fly pic, everybody's like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
one of
Like look at
those.
this
Yeah,
fly guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like one of those. So I guess that's where like that kind of came from.
that's
Yeah.
fire. Okay, next question. I was wondering, how do you determine pricing usually? Like
Oh,
when you get new shit, whatever. Like how do you determine pricing?
yeah, so it kind of depends with what the item is. So sneakers, obviously, there's like other places that you could get references from where other people are selling sneakers. So like example would be StockX or Goat or eBay. For new sneakers, I usually look at StockX price. Used sneakers probably Goat around there. Um, but the thing with reading those markets, you kind of can't only look at like the price that it's listed for. So an example would be like those old dunks that people always sell nowadays. Um, they're always posted for like really, really fucking high.
Yeah,
Like they're posted for like $2,000, $3,000, but then the demand for it would be like the lowest ask, like the highest bid. And so you could kind of compare those two numbers. So let's say the ask for the sneakers is like 2,000, but then the demand for it is like 400. Then it's not really worth $2,000.
it's just some old
Yeah,
collector
like
who's
you know what I mean.
yeah.
So when we see that, we're not gonna put that price for 2,000. Like we're gonna try and meet it around the ask where someone would actually buy it for. So with that, I want to always put it at StockX price or a little bit under to kind of give people a deal and like a reason to buy the sneaker.
Mhm.
So with sneakers, that's how it goes. With vintage, usually it's kind of like depending on what type of tee it is. So let's say like a 90s double-sided racing tee, like those are usually on the market for like 100, 120 around there. Um, Harley tee is like kind of like the mid-tier stuff we put for like 30 to 45 depending on like
How fire?
yeah, how fire, like the color, all that stuff. Another way we determine prices, I go to like every store in Jersey and I kind of look at how everybody else does their shit. And so I'm kind of like, oh, he sells it for this and he's able to get it off for this. So that means we could get it off as well. So I kind of just like compare it to everyone else's as well. So it's kind of the pricing stuff kind of comes from everywhere. So yeah.
No, yeah, I asked that because like usually I was going through your story and you had some pretty good price shit. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, appreciate
like
that.
it's good value. Another question I had: how does it? What's it like when you deal with fakes? Do you ever come across that, like fake shoes or
Yeah, definitely.
like how do you check for that? Like, do you have something to check?
Of course. So any sneaker spot that said they never got fakes, they're lying. Like,
Yeah, fakes are too good.
yeah,
They're
fakes.
they're really just too good.
Yeah, everybody's been beat. Like everybody will admit that too. And
I've had like Chicago ones.
yeah,
I cried.
really,
Yeah, because I had got them for 600. Chicago ones, 2013.
bro.
Literally worn once. I'm like, why? Why? Like,
Sometimes when it's too good to be
no,
true.
this is before like the Jordan documentary and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes when it's too good to be true, it's not true. You know what I mean? But that's the same with me. I also got fake Chicago's before, like off Depop. They were like
Yeah, me too.
off Depop.
Yeah,
Yo, we gotta stop.
same
buying-
guy.
Yeah, we got we gotta stop buying off Depop. But what's it called? So there was it was like listed for like $200, and Chicago's go for like 1,000. So
Yeah.
and this was like 2018 around there, like before I really know how to authenticate sneakers and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw that and I was just like, oh my god, 200! Like I'm definitely gonna cop that like right away. And then comes in super fugazi, like you could just smell it, like it just smelled like,
Oh, shit from,
straight like
from China or some
plastic.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight Chinese. Like it was crazy. But with fakes, there's a lot of good ones nowadays that are very similar. But Nike, they do things in a way, or when they like package their items and when they like kind of manufacture their items, they do it in a special way that's only Nike, and that you could and that companies kind of can't replicate fully, like completely. So there's a lot of things to check for. A lot of people, what we do a lot, we use the black light. I don't know if you've ever
Oh
seen that.
yeah. I got put into that after I bought fake shoes
Yeah.
because I had also off-white like fives,
Which color?
the white ones.
The white ones? Okay.
What are those sales?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you had a fake one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Who sold it to you? Just like someone random?
Yeah. Some dude in New York, and the thing is, they came with a receipt.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, you could throw that fake receipt in there. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, how do you even
It's so crazy.
fake receipt from Kith?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't. You see what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe it until I went into a store. They're like, "Yo, champ, these ain't it." I'm like, "What you mean, bro?" Drove 40 minutes.
Damn. But yeah, with what's it called? With the fakes, another good way is the first good way is the black light. So if you put the black light on it and like stitch marks come up and like and like different little Chinese symbols come up and stuff like that, then it's like automatically fake. So you'd put that on the sneaker, you would put it on different spots in the box that could possibly have like a little Chinese stamp, and that kind of tells you like that it's definitely fake. Another way to check, especially like Jordan 1, 3, 4s, all that stuff, is you kind of like press. I wish I had a sneaker right now. You kind of press like in on the midsole, and if it's a new sneaker and it presses in too easily, then it's definitely a fake, because the ones that come from the factory are like really sturdy, so they shouldn't like fold in on you really fast. And there's other different ways, like you could check the stitching on the inside, you could check the label, you could check the box label as well. It'll like have different things on there. Yeah, just like a lot of different ways. I learned how to authenticate from a lot. I'll shout out a couple of stores, like my boy Fine Curate in Jersey City definitely helped me. His name's Anthony. He definitely helped me on like how to authenticate like the really big sneakers. Whenever I need help, I kind of hit him up when it's like a high tier sneaker with a lot of money on the line. My boy RV and Rawway helped me a lot. And then also just like literally YouTubing how to authenticate sneakers, that helped me a lot as well. There's like a ton of videos. There was actually a good one by I think it was Limited Supply in New Brunswick. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dropped a really good one. It was on like I think it was a Chicago Off-White. But yeah, yeah, there's like a lot of videos that would that helped me as well with finding out how to do that.
So you said you like know a lot of people because of the business you're in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you meet these people? Like you said, you met RV. I know his store,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, how did you meet him or like other people? Just like through buying and selling?
Yeah, so I would just go in there, and when I first started, and I would kind of just tell him like about our business and that we're like a buy sell trade as well. We're starting up, like all that stuff. And we would just do like trades. Like I'm in there like 2 times a week type shit, like bringing in sneakers that I got for the low, trading it to him to get like something more high tier. A lot of times that's how I would get more product when I was first starting off. So I would have like I would a lot of times I would have something in my own closet that was high tier, and so I would trade it in, get a lot of store credit, and then get like a bunch of mid tier stuff to like flip again. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So that's kind of how I would do it in those stores, and then just from coming in so many times and just talking about sneakers and politics and everything with them, that's how I became cool with them. And then they just introduced me to other people, and it's kind of just a snowball effect. And that's kind of how you have to be in the sneaker reselling vintage game, is you just have to know like a lot of people, because that's how people get their product. They have connections in like Foot Locker, they have connections in like wherever to like, because this game is all about like getting the product.
And who you know?
Yeah, if you can't resell anything unless you have the product, you know what I mean, that people want. So knowing as much people as you can, they'll give you the information to like get that product basically. um so yeah, it's definitely like a an important thing to like know a bunch of people in that like market.
That's mad fire, to be honest.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, you said you go to like you're gonna go to an event after this, right?
Yeah.
So do you always find yourself like looking for the next event to go to, or like how to grow your business?
Yeah. So I try and do one every, I'd say, like month or two, just to kind of switch it up on my routine, because I kind of have like a routine where like I do the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday appointments,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes it could get a little bit like too.
Not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Spin the mic real quick.
Oh yeah, my bad. So sometimes it could get a little bit too like repetitive for me, so I just want to add something in there that like kind of spices it up, and like um going to these like events kind of switches it up for me, where I have to sell in like a different atmosphere than just my basement, because I could get too comfortable down there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why I do that. I also do it because those are like big mingling events for like resellers and everything like that. So you get to meet other people, you get to do business with other people, and it's also awesome because people could come and shop with me and not make an appointment. So a lot of times like people hit me up and they want to come like right now, but I'm like, damn, we're booked for the day. So it's awesome to just tell people like, oh yeah, I'm at this event, like just pull up on me, like no appointment needed. So that's pretty cool too.
How do you decide what to bring to an event? Because you
Uh,
have so much shit, right?
yeah, I try and bring like try and- I would say at those events you kind of have to showcase like your best stuff, definitely. Um just so you could get your name out there. So I try and bring like the most heat that we have, or like the stuff that I think will sell fast. I also try and bring like sneakers that have been sitting for us for a little bit. And so you could put that down, people will like people will come through, like give offers, and then you could just get rid of it since it's been like sitting in our store for a while. So it's a good way to like get rid of bricks in a way as well. Um, so yeah, I kind of bring everything when I go there, but predominantly I'm trying to bring like the most fire shit. Definitely.
That sounds, again, mad cool. Nah, it really does though.
Yeah.
Cause like it shows that you really care. Are you in it for the long term, you would say?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Eventually I want to get into a storefront. I love the appointment stuff. Um, and I'm kind of in the middle right now of if I want to keep it appointment or keep it into like turn it into like an actual store. But I'm definitely in it for the long run. I like love what I do, like seeing new product every day that I've been fiending for since I was little, and just getting it out there and getting it out to the people and having them like say, "Oh, I got this from Chain of Command." Like it's like such a fulfilling kind of
Like feeling?
yeah, feeling. Yeah, yeah. So what's it called? Definitely in it for the long run.
Well, yeah. I mean, what were some moments you just say you were like, damn, like I'm actually doing this? Like was it when you hit a certain number of followers? or like you hit some certain product or you met people
Yeah.
that you were like, damn, like I'm really doing this, like I'm really a seller, like.
Yeah, there was a couple of times like people you knew on Instagram but didn't really know in person. Like you always follow them, like kind of I guess more clouded people.
Mhm.
Like they would come through the store, they would hit me up and be like, "Oh, do you have this?" And I'd be like, "Damn, we're like really reaching people like on Instagram and stuff like that." And that kind of started around like probably like 6 months into like when we started it because um whenever people would come, they would be like really supportive. Like people always like repost us and like show hella like tremendous amount of love that I'm like mad appreciative of. And that's really how like we got really popping is because it's really like a word of mouth thing. Like people like what's it called? Whenever they come through, I feel like they always tell a friend and then I ask and then someone else will come in and I'll be like, "How did you guys find out about us?" And they always know it from another friend, which I think is really cool. So it just showed that like people are like spreading the word, I guess, about chain of
Mhm.
command. And that's kind of the like once like people like that started coming in, I was like, oh yeah, like I guess we're out there now. You know
Yeah,
what I
like this
mean?
is
So
something, like we're
yeah,
on to something.
it was pretty cool. And then definitely obviously like the follower account, like you know that like more eyes are on you and stuff like that. I would go to different events and like people would say, "Oh yeah, I follow you" and stuff like that. Which and then I would kind of know like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely out there." So yeah.
What's it like running the business you have, also having a girlfriend? Is it hard?
Uh, yeah, that's funny. Um, I would say maybe in the beginning it was a little bit hard because it was such a switch up for us.
How long have you and her been together?
I've been dating her since December 2018, so it's been like 3 years and a little bit. But yeah, yo, she's the best, by the way. But it was a little bit hard in the beginning because it was such a big change. Like, we would be together like most of the time and everything like that, and now I have to put a lot of time into the store. Um, so it was kind of like a little rough patch in the beginning, but she's been super supportive like this whole time. Like she even comes with me to like when I go thrifting or when I go looking for product and stuff like that. What's it called? So yeah, it in the beginning it was rough, but now we kind of like managed it and she kind of understands like that I need to put a lot of time into it. But we definitely make a lot of time for each other whenever I can as well. So yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
And well, before camera, you were telling me that you were going to school. Do you still go to school?
Yeah, so this is my last semester now. I go to Kane University for business. I'm really in that space where I kind of just go to, like to finish right
Or
now.
your fourth quarter?
Yeah, like right there. But once I finish that, I'm excited because I'll have a lot more time for the store, and I'll have a lot more time to put into things like YouTube and my relationships and everything like that. Because right now I'm like on a real time crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So once that gets done, like I'm really excited for like what's to come with the store. I know we have a website planned to drop mid March, and I want to start looking into like different properties so, to get into a store and stuff like that. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff coming up once that finishes.
Be honest. Do you plan on using your degree, or
Oh,
do you feel like, well, it's different? I understand. The only reason I ask because like you're different. Like you have something going for you before you finish school. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Opposed to someone who's like, yo, once I get my degree, I'm gonna finally
that's
do.
a good question.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not gonna use my degree.
But it's good backup.
Yeah, it's a good backup to have. But and kind of just to get off your bucket list type shit where it's like, oh yeah, I have a degree. But definitely not gonna use it. I would say to anybody that has a business or has a brand that they're starting up and you're like still in high school, this isn't the best advice, but I would say like if you're really looking to take a step forward and you're really about your craft and you're really about your business and you're passionate about it, then you really don't need college because in this day and age, like it's all about like social media and getting your name out there. Once people know your name and stuff, or once people know your name, then it's like, then you could go wherever you want to go. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Yeah, but in the day of social media, there's like so many things that you could do to kind of promote your business and get it out there. So if you really focus on that aspect and sharpen your craft at the same time, then there's really no need to like work a 9 to 5. But you have to really like, you can't half step at all. You know what I mean? You have to be like full throttle. So yeah.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I heard
Mhm.
one dude say one time, he's like, if you want to be a part-time entrepreneur, you're gonna get part-time money.
Yeah, definitely.
So I definitely like
Definitely.
see what you're saying by that.
Hmm.
You can't be like 1 foot in,
Yeah.
1 foot out. You
But
gotta be 2 feet in.
it's not for everybody, definitely.
No, yeah.
Like entrepreneurship, like when you start your own business, it's like
You don't know where to begin.
You're working 24/7. Like once the ball gets rolling and everything like that, like there's not a second you're not working. Like I saw this quote one time. It was like I gave up my 9 to 5. I gave up my 9 to 5 to work 24/7. It was like an entrepreneurship quote, and I was like, damn, that's kind of true. But like, you reap the benefits of what you do. Like the better moves you make, the harder you work, the better the outcome is gonna be for you. So it's all about if you're really about it. Like you can't, that like I said before, you definitely can't half step in entrepreneurship. But that's why like I feel like that's why entrepreneurship is the best, because it's like the more you put in, the more you get out, kind of. So yeah.
Besides opening your own store soon, what are some other things you feel like long term you'd want to like cross off your bucket list? Like, would you make a merch line for your thing?
Oh yeah, we were definitely looking into that. That would be really cool actually to have a merch line. That's definitely something. The website, I definitely want to get up like a successful website. I feel like that's a totally different ballpark than having a successful like in-store crowd.
Is a good like online presence?
Yeah, definitely. Like having people even know. The hard thing about the website is having people know about it. I feel like because if people don't know about it, then no one's gonna be on the website. You know what I mean?
Word.
So getting that out there and like having consistent drops and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people in like the vintage, or not vintage, but just like the resale world, that have started websites and have told me that like, oh, it's really good in the first month, but then it's hard to keep people coming back to the website and stuff like that. Like the website really has to be like attractive and stuff like that, and like you have to be like posting new stuff consistently. Like it's kind of like posting like a YouTube video or posting content and stuff like that. So you just have to kind of like keep people coming back. So I guess that would be like my next big goal, is having like a really good website.
Would you ever take like the round 2 route and like have open a store in LA?
I was about to touch that too. Like that would be crazy too if we were able to like make more stores in different cities and stuff like that. But that's way in the future. Like but that would be another thing to like check off the bucket list. Have like another store in a different city. What else would be a bucket list moment? Kind of just like
celebrities pull up to your shit. Like ASAP Rocky's like, yo, I'm trying to.
That would be crazy.
Like, yo, open up the store for me, yo. I'm trying to.
Yeah, in the end, I'm kind of in it. You watch UFC?
Not too much, but a little bit.
I'm kind of in it. Well, I said that because I remember Khabib. I don't know if you know Khabib.
Yeah, I know Khabib.
Yeah. He's always like, I'm in it for legacy. Like, not no money like that. Like, that's kind of me too. Like, I kind of just want to get our name out there. And like, whenever people talk about Chain of Command, like, it's like a positive thing. And that's really like my main goal out of it. So once we get our name out there and everything like that, and people know that we're established and stuff, that's when I'll really feel like, oh yeah, this was successful. So that's like probably top tier bucket list.
That's valid. How do you keep up with all the new releases and like, you know what I mean? All the like, you know how there's always new shoes dropping every week. There's always new clothing. How do you always keep up with what's new? And like, is there ever something that comes in through the store and you're like, yo, what is this? I've never seen this.
Yeah, definitely. So Nike drops a new sneaker like every day basically now, you know what I mean? Like
one shade different from the other.
Yeah, no, like for real. So what's it called? They drop something new every day, so it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes. Like sometimes I won't know the name, or sometimes I need to look it up on StockX or something like that. But really keeping up with it, it's like what I do is I follow a lot of sneaker pages that talk about the different drops that are coming out, and kind of talk about like what the value is gonna be once they come out. So that's a good way to keep up with it. Sometimes I just, whenever I have free time, I'm just looking at StockX or Goat or something like that, and then they usually say, "Oh yeah, this is dropping," or you're looking at Sneakers app and they're saying like, "Oh yeah, this is dropping," and then also just like having conversations with resellers. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out in 2 weeks. Like this one's gonna hit different. Like this is gonna be like an expensive one. Like definitely like invest into this." There's another I don't know if you know on YouTube, Common Hype. They're like another sneaker.
I want to say yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of watch them sometimes, and they kind of give like, oh yeah, this is the sneaker trend to look out for. So one thing that they kind of said recently was buy any sneaker with a white toe box, and those usually sell like black and white dunks or like that like Syracuse, St. Michigan,
Mhm.
or
Like the
St.
college?
John's looking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that. So they kind of tell you which ones are gonna hit and which ones aren't to stay away from and stuff like that. So yeah, there's like a bunch of ways that I kind of like keep up with it, but it's basically like social media is the best way to keep up with it.
Mhm. Sounds mad good.
Yeah.
I was gonna also ask you. Well, I don't want to keep going back, but I'm also I'm still mad curious to know about like who you, like I know we talked about the business, but like who were you? Like you said you were a soccer player, like mad committed. That's all you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like how did that change? Like what made you stop playing soccer? And then like you know what I mean? Or are you still playing soccer or what?
I haven't played in like 2 years, but I watch.
Same.
I watch. Yeah. We're talking about that. I watch all the time though. Like, I love like English Premier League. I love.
Oh
like,
yeah, or like the Champions League.
Oh my God, Champions League is like nutty, bruh. Like great soccer tournament right there. But yeah, I watch it a lot. I haven't played in a while, but yeah, I used to be like a full-time athlete. Like that was like my main thing. The switch kind of happened, I guess, when I started my first job. Like it was weird. Like I feel like I got like addicted to kind of like making money. It was weird. Like I started my first pizza job. It was our first job at a pizzeria. So sometimes I would do deliveries and like just like making money and stuff like that. I kind of got away from like focusing on like sports and everything like that, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, let me start thinking about the future and how I'm going to invest and everything like that. And like kind of like my career path, I started really thinking about like the real world instead of just.
And how old were you when you got your first job?
I
16,
was, I was
17?
17, yeah. Yeah, 17, yeah.
At a
So
pizzeria? How did you get the job?
I just walked in and asked, like,
Is it like a corporate? Is it like a Domino's or what?
no, it's called Mario's Famous in Roselle, and it was just like this little shack right by my house, and I would just always walk there and like be a fat ass and fucking get like 2 pepperoni slices. And then one day they had a help wanted, and I was just like, oh yeah, like let me start making money. And it kind of like stemmed from like wanting to buy like all the clothes, you know what I mean, like from the mall and shit like that.
That's why I asked this question because like I remember I used to get a job because I was like, yo, like I want to get the next Supreme job. I want to get like, you know what I mean? I want to have my own money to do my own shit.
So that it was kind of it. Like, I feel like I got addicted to like just making money and like getting clothes and stuff like that. And once that happened, I kind of gave up on the I didn't give up on the soccer stuff, but
you
it
took
just,
a different route.
Yeah, it just like didn't interest me as much anymore. Cause from the soccer stuff, like you have to be like really, really fucking good to like continue doing, or you could do it as a passion, but like to fully do it all the time, like it wouldn't be worth it unless you're gonna be like a D1 athlete or you're gonna be like in the MLS or something like that. You know what I mean? So I knew that wasn't gonna be my route, so I had to like switch it up and like think more into the future of like what's gonna work for me. So that's kind of when I stopped doing the soccer stuff. But I definitely love it, and I still love it today. Like I think that's the best sport in the world. Like
I think internationally, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like in America, I know soccer is growing in America, but like, you know, there's still football and basketball. But I think internationally, soccer is the best sport in the world.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yo, the World Cup this winter.
Or is it Qatar?
Qatar,
yeah.
It's really disappointing that it's in the winter time because it kind of just switches. You know that, right?
No, it's in the winter?
Yeah, no cap. In the winter, sadly. Because in Qatar, in the summertime, it gets way too hot, like unplayable. And it sucks because people were like, soccer teams were complaining like, oh yeah, let's not go to Qatar because we want to keep it in the summer. Like that's like a tradition for
Mm-hmm.
World Cup. You know what I mean? But they kind of like locked it in. They had a lot of bread in it already, so they kind of couldn't pull out. So they moved it to December when it's like better weather and stuff like that. But yeah, that's
Wow, I didn't know they
it's
moved it.
crazy,
When they
yeah.
moved it, like recently or?
When they announced it. I think it was like 2018 or 2019 they made that
Oh
move.
damn, I'm
Yeah.
mad. Like,
Something like that, yeah. I remember hearing about it, but yeah, it sucks. But I still, yeah, that's the best like soccer tournament.
it's like honestly, it's like one of my bucket list things to go to a World Cup game.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be?
Because like you go to travel for it, you get a real experience. There's people who are there on the same energy as you.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be in the USA in 2026.
Oh yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, me too.
Are you kidding me? I'm in there. They're definitely having a game by here.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna have one at like MetLife for
Yeah.
Red Bull. Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, what's the next to each other?
Sweet. Okay. You said like your store is still in your basement.
Mhm.
So what do your parents think of it? Like, do they like that you have your own business going? Do they don't like that people come in and out the basement? Like, what do you?
That's a really good question, actually. So in the beginning, it used to actually be in my room, so people would have to walk through the living room and go up the stairs and walk past their bed and stuff like that. So they were mad as hell. Like,
Yeah.
at first, I didn't really tell them that it was gonna be like this big or this serious of a business. So they kind of took it as like, oh, he's having friends over again. You know what I mean? But once like more and more people started to come, they're like, yo, like what the hell? And so we had this free spot in the basement with like, it was literally nothing in it. Like we would just put like storage or whatever. And I begged them. I was like, please, like let's please move it down here. It was also like a COVID thing. Like they were like, we don't want to be in contact with your customers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was super thankful for that, that they even let me do that.
Or that you even have a space there.
Yeah, we even had a space there. And then most importantly, that they kind of believed in me and like allowed me to do what I wanted to do. Because I know a lot of kids, like it's hard to like explain to their parents like that they're going to take the next big step in like entrepreneurship or whatever they want to do. Because it kind of falls out of line with what
Our parents want,
yeah,
or what they were raised in
yeah,
to
because
believe in.
they're used to like 9 to 5s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Especially like their generation, like people that grew up in like the 60s, 70s, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like it was definitely weird for them in the beginning that this was going on, but once they saw us like have more people and they kind of saw me like being like more successful, they definitely started jumping on board. And I even got them like into sneakers a little bit, like
Bruh.
yeah, like
Yeah.
whenever something comes in, I'll be like, yo dad, look at this, like do you like it? And he knows like what a Jordan 1 is now, and he knows
Really?
like what a Jordan 4 is. Yeah, so it's like pretty cool.
That's what I love about shoes. Like anybody
Yeah.
could like shoes.
Nah, definitely.
It's so
It's universal.
yeah. That's the word. Took the word.
Yeah,
out of my mouth.
definitely.
Like my mom, I got her like the crimson one, like the pink
Crimson
ones.
Sense.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ones,
Mm-hmm.
pink ones. I got her for her birthday, and like she doesn't know what that is, but she saw.
She was
saw,
definitely geeked.
yeah, cause well, she's it's pink, so she was like, whoa, like this is so nice, and like she used to show me like girls on Instagram, like, oh, what are these shoes they're wearing? Like they're so nice, like I want them,
That's
I want
so cool.
them. So I got her those, and like she doesn't like know like the value of them. Well, she appreciates them, but like
They don't really know how much they go for. And,
like
the
she
hype
wears them
and
to the
everything.
gym.
Wow.
Like she'll run in them, like, and people will come up to her in the gym, like, "Oh my god, like you're wearing those?" Like, she's like, "Yeah, these are nice, right? My son bought them for me."
That's so funny. Yeah, nah.
People like, it's not to cut you off, but people will come up to her and be like, "Yo, like, are you selling those?"
No way.
Like at the gym one time, some dude, some dude was like, "Yo, those are nice. Like, are you selling?"
It was probably me. It's like,
Wow, you try to do it, like buy stuff off people?
oh yeah, all the time. Whenever
Really?
people come in and they're wearing some really flash shit, I'm like how much off the body? I've gotten people to like sell sneakers off their feet before.
So
Like-
what did they go home and shoot? Socks?
The plastic bags we give them, yo.
I gotta respect that though.
yeah.
I'm the same way though, because like I said earlier, like I'll buy something and it's like I'll buy it now. Like if I see nice clothing off someone, I dead ask them and say, like, "Yo, I'll buy it off you right now." Like,
Yeah. There was this one time, this one kid, my boy Jay Will, he came through and there was he's a size 13, so people with big feet know like if you're a size 13, it's so hard to find your size. Like because it's like a hard size to invest in because not too many people have that.
Do you
much
know?
feet.
Do you know what Urban Necessities is? The
Yeah.
store.
Mm-hmm.
He posted a YouTube video where he spent like $1 million at SneakerCon.
I saw that one.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you see the beginning of the video? All straight size 13 shoes of every Grail shoe, like Quagmire SBs, like hella shit. And he's like, you know why I bought all these? Because they're size 13. Let me know
Yeah.
next time you see these.
Yeah, dude.
And it's straight
You're
heaters,
never gonna
dead
see
stock.
13s. Yeah. So we had the Travis. So back to what I was saying with J Will, we had the size. He's a size 13, so we had the Travis Scott Jordan 6, the British khaki, like the brown colorway,
Mm-hmm.
in his size, and like you just never see it in that size. And so he had like I don't know if you know the taupe haze, like the brown Jordan 4s, brown.
Yeah.
He had those on, and he was like really contemplating the Travis Scott 6s, and I was like, yo, like to get some bread off of that, like you want to sell the sneakers on your feet right now. And like, bro, he wanted them so bad, he sold me the sneakers and like left. And he sold me the sneakers and like left with plastic bags on his feet holding the Jordan 6s. It was like awesome. It was an awesome moment.
Damn.
Like, it really shows like the demand for a sneaker these days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that you would like get what's on your feet off and like just to get the new ones in. It was cool. Cool moment.
Yeah, I like that. There's still moments like that out there, you know?
Yeah.
So when there's like new release drops, do you ever even bother to go for it? Or like do you feel like the bots got you? Like there's no point.
Yeah, I haven't had the best luck, I'm not gonna lie, with sneakers app. I definitely try and get it, but
You're like, it's gonna come to the store eventually.
yeah, that's basically like what I think. Like what's it called? There's like, I feel like there's two different types of resellers. The resellers that go to the mall, get it that day, and flip it super quick. And then there's kind of like us, where we're kind of like more of a store where we wait for people to sell it to us. So I'm definitely that second type. And so there's not really like a super like I'm not like super pressed to get it that first day because I know it's gonna come in the next week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're eventually gonna get the sneaker.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, with that.
I was also gonna say, I peeped that your Instagram's like at 6,000, almost like 6,000 followers now. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, what was it like when you got your first 1,000?
When we first got
Like-
we got our first 1,000, that was like a great night. Like me and my boy Bradley, like we were so happy. We felt so accomplished. It was like, yeah, I don't know what it is about that number. It's just such a clean number, 1,000. So seeing that on your Instagram, like it was pretty awesome feeling, and it was kind of just like a
Milestone.
yeah. Now we're kind of out there, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But for 6,000, I'm definitely excited for it because whenever we hit a 1,000 number, we do like a sale. So we do like kind of to give back to the people. So we do like 25% off tees, like 10% off sneakers. Like we always have a sale. So I'm excited to do that because that also gives us a little promo and like has like new people come in because they want to see the sale and stuff like that.
No, that's a good idea. Honestly, it really is a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, hitting those milestones is definitely like an accomplishment. Like it's like yes, like we finally hit it. Like it was like bound to happen type thing.
Damn. Sorry, excuse me.
You good.
I ripped a little bit. But yeah, to get back on track. Nah, yeah. Honestly, I feel like I got another question, but I kind of brain farted right there.
Nah, you good. It's early in the morning today.
Yeah, this is the earliest
I've been brain farting this whole time. Like I was like half asleep, bro.
half hungover too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really the earliest I ever woke up for a podcast.
Yeah, that's so fun.
But I had to make it happen.
Nah, definitely.
I honestly
appreciate you.
I appreciate you for even like wanting to like do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I was telling him before we started, I love podcasts. Like so I'm really excited to be on this one.
Yeah. It's like I feel like people usually tell me that like once you're on the podcast and you actually like podcasts, it's like a no-brainer. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go on it.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like podcasts, it's like you get to explain the full thought or like the full story. Like a lot of times people will do interviews and do like a quick question and the response is only like a minute or two or something like that. But with podcasts, you could kind of start with like something something like deep, and then just kind of explain like the whole thought, like with like stories and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
podcasts are awesome. It's like good that you're doing one. It's like awesome.
Thanks. It's good. Yeah, it is good. Nah, also, yeah, like I like to pick brains, you know.
No, yeah,
I
definitely.
like to like ask the questions, like.
Definitely.
But yeah, honestly, most of this podcast I really just thought off the top of my head. I didn't prepare any
Yeah.
questions.
And I was gonna say, the more you do them, the better you're gonna get too.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I did it.
You guys have only done like what, 30 or 40 of them, or like
Nah, you're gonna be number like 15.
15?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're already pretty good at it then.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
you're only gonna get better. So that's good for you.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, honestly, another thing, I'm about to wrap it up. But I just want to
Mhm.
say one more thing though. I feel like you were mentioning earlier how like the gratification you get from like helping people and giving stuff out, like like it just brings me to ask, like, so you never thought like little you would see like 13-year-old you would think like, yo, I'm gonna have like my own business one day? Like you never thought you'd be an entrepreneur?
Uh,
Like you always thought like, yo, I'm gonna go to school and get a
yeah,
job?
definitely. I thought, cause that's kind of how you were raised growing up. You know what I mean? Like people always say, like, oh yeah, you gotta learn how to speak in a job interview. You gotta learn. You know, they get you ready for like the 9 to 5 and stuff like that. So growing up, I was definitely thinking that I was gonna do that. But yeah, I would never think that I was gonna be an entrepreneur. It was like super random. It kind of happened out of the blue. But I think it happened for a lot of people, especially during COVID, because everybody was just not doing anything. So everybody started doing their own projects. Like, I don't know, like after COVID, I feel like so many brands like began and so many different people started getting into reselling.
Or like starting their own business?
Yeah, anything like that. Just because you had time to think about it and stuff like that. And I was kind of in that same boat. So I guess I have to kind of give it to COVID for like giving me the
Shout
time
out
to, like-
COVID.
yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But like, yeah, I definitely had time to think about it and get my mind away from like everything else, like school, work, and whatnot, and like kind of think about my future. And then that allowed me to like be like, oh yeah, I could definitely get into entrepreneurship, and I'm not gonna half step about it.
Nah, yeah. I feel like, well, from your story that you told me today, I feel like you're kind of like destined for this. Because like there's little things that happen to you that I feel like, oh yeah, that kind of, you know, makes sense. Like just working at PacSun, managing a store, running a store,
Yeah.
from the fact that you had a little open space in your basement that like fits perfectly.
Word, right? Yo, you're kind of weirding me out right now, yo.
Nah.
Maybe it was destiny, yo.
I mean, look what you're at now,
Yeah.
you know?
Nah, definitely.
Eventually, soon, your own store.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully that'll definitely be awesome, man. Maybe it is destiny. I don't know, but
it looks like
hopefully,
it.
yeah. Hopefully the future's even brighter than it is right now.
Yeah. And I think on that note, that just about wraps it up, honestly.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you for coming on, bro. I'm not going to say this is the best episode ever, but this is a really good episode. This was a really good episode.
Yes,
Sadly,
sir.
my boy Darren wasn't here. I know for every question I have, he has like 10.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I see the way you guys bounce off each other.
Yeah.
Interviews,
so yeah, hopefully, maybe if you're down in the future, another part 2 with my boy Darian.
hopefully,
Maybe
bro.
in your store when next time we do this.
Yo, I'm a text away. You already know.
Yeah, you
I'm
know
down.
that, bro. But yeah, on that note, thank you everyone for stepping into the break room.